Hey guys, it's been a long time since my last update video. Now, unfortunately, a lot of things happened, including a sudden move, and it almost seemed like I would be going to court to fight my previous landlord for a moment. Anyway, my free time has more or less returned to normal, so I hope to work more on the Celica related projects again. Now, even though it's been like 4 months, I've still been working on the pop-up controller in the background, and there is some news I wish to share at least regarding that. And I prepared a basic timeline for this project, so let's go over it briefly. In April 2024, I've made my first ever PCB, which was my first pop-up controller as well. And there's a lot of things wrong with it. And over the course of several months, I've been learning to be better at PCB design, and I've designed several new versions. And in November 2024, I released my first video about the controller. And there's still issues with it at the time, so I made a few more versions. And in February, I sold the first two copies, which were what I call alpha versions now. They were V6 or V7. I'm actually not super sure now. I think they were V6. And turns out there were still a lot of issues with it, even though it looked okay on my car for a bit. I also saw the issues on my side, the same issues the customers saw. A quick edit note here. I wish to give the first two customers the V9 version for free once it's done. I've managed to contact one of you, but the other one has not been responding to me, so if there's any chance you're watching this video, please contact me with, I don't know, a comment or an email, and I would like to work things out with you. Thanks. So I've really wanted to fix it, and I started working on V8, which was a complete redesign. And I finally made it around June, where I finished the V8. I tested it for a long time. I drove over 1,000 kilometers with it. And after seeing no issues with the pop-ups, I decided I would make a video and sell 5 copies. So I did sell 5 copies of V8. They went all around the world, like to Australia, America, and in Europe. And the feedback was quite good, though we still found some issues, which I would say are mostly minor. The pop-up control was stable, but I still wanted to fix that. So I knew I needed to make one more version, the V9. But that's when like my issues happened with the landlord and having to move and stuff. So I only started working on V9 in October, and by that point I was also quite sure or confident of V8 being like good enough to sell to more people. So I ended up selling 3 more copies recently. But now I really want to release V9 this year, or it's a sort of milestone I set for myself. And I will not be accepting any more V8 orders until then. And I hope to release the V9 in December. So the plan for V9 is that I would accept up to 5 orders initially. Hopefully in December, that's when I launch it. And I would ship those orders in January and then wait for some feedback. And if the feedback is good, I would be accepting more orders in February. The estimated price is between 100 and 120 euros for a set. I need to calculate the final costs once I'm done developing it, but for information, the V8 was 100 euros. The shipping is anywhere between 15 and 30 euros, depending on the location, so you would let me know once you're ordering, and I would give you the shipping price beforehand. Keep in mind that shipping to USA is a tricky right now. I shipped one set last week, but officially I'm not allowed to ship there, so I'm not super sure how that will end up. If it arrives successfully, we can try the same method for other people, but keep in mind it is a bit fishy at the moment. And for a recap, what one set includes is the pop-up controller, the 3 wing buttons with slot adapters, sleep AI controls, and then all the wiring necessary. And I'm open to customization. If you let me know hardware, software, we can work something out usually. And there is some known issues I want to go over, which were present there from the beginning of the project, and what the status is. The first one was the unexpected behavior of pop-ups. It was present in V6. Pop-ups would not react correctly sometimes, or they would just randomly move. was super dangerous at night, and this should be fully resolved with V8. I've had no reports of this happening, and I myself have tested it for many hours and haven't seen any issue. Then there is overshooting of the right pop-up, where it would overshoot in the down position by a few millimeters. Mostly not visible unless you were directly looking at it from up close, but it's something I wanted to resolve, and it seems to be resolved with V9. I did some tests yesterday on car, seems to be gone. Super happy about it, but I want to test it a bit more to make sure it's really gone. Sleep AI controls knob. I made new sleep AI controls with V8, and the knob is used to set the position of the pop-ups in the sleep AI position, sleep AI mode. And this knob, 4 of those positions out of 7 were not really having any real effect. So that's something I changed in the firmware. Now every position has a distinctive effect. And if you want to get this, let me know and I'll send you the firmware and instructions on how to flash it. And then sleep AI controls button, something I haven't seen too often, but now with the last few sets I did see it a lot, is that when you press the sleep AI mode button, it would sometimes double click on the hardware level, causing the mode to really not change. It would rapidly turn off and on, or on and off. And this is because of the switches. I'll have it on the next slide. It's something I have resolved I want to resolve in the firmware by adding some minimal 1 second delay between accepting inputs for each button. But I haven't solved it yet, and I also want to solve it on the hardware level in the future. So the next slide is a bit related, that the control buttons in general are too sensitive, so it goes even for the wing buttons. They're using the same switch, the PVA1 switch, that's a keyboard switch. And there is an alternative at the moment, which is to use different buttons. The image is there at the right corner. These buttons were used with V6 initially. I did not want to use them for some personal reasons mostly, but if you want them, I can order them for you, or you can order them from AliExpress and we can use them. And I'll be looking into making my own controls, like updated with different switches, but I think this will definitely not be done before V9 release, so it's gonna be done later next year. So before I end the video, I want to briefly mention the GitHub I've created yesterday. Until now, I've kept the code on my laptop and my PC, and I transferred it with email or USB drives, and I increased the version manually at some points. It was pretty bad, honestly. So for V9, I'm redesigning the code from scratch, and I'm also gonna be hosting it on GitHub, which is right now private, you can't reach it, but once I'm done with it, I'll make it public, and anyone would be able to access the code. I will not make the board design public yet, but yeah, the code will be available, and there will be some versioning, and we can also keep like track of the issues here on the GitHub. So I've created like 2 of these here. So yeah, very excited for it. It will mostly help me write the code, but I think it could be helpful to some of you as well to like get some more information about how this thing works. All right, yeah, so that's it for the video. I hope I can make the V9 release in time, and other Celica projects or tasks or whatever I said in the last video, it's still something I want to do, but right now I don't have any time estimates for anything other than the pop-up controller. So yeah, hopefully see you guys in the future. Bye bye.